Good morning, my friends. Each new day offers you a sacred invitation, a chance to begin again, to align yourself with the energy of gratitude and to recognize that the universe is not working against you, it is working through you and for you. You see, the way you begin your morning determines how the rest of your day unfolds. When you start with worry, you attract more worry, but when you start with gratitude, you open the floodgates for peace, joy, and abundance to flow into your life. When you open your eyes in the morning, before your feet even touch the ground, there exists a sacred silent moment, that space between sleep and waking, where you are most connected to the source of all creation. In that stillness, before your mind rushes toward the noise of the world, gratitude has the power to reshape your entire reality. You see, gratitude is not something you perform, it is something you become. It is not simply saying thank you for the good things when life is easy. It's about cultivating a deep awareness that everything, every breath, every heartbeat, every sunrise is part of a divine orchestration designed for your growth. The truth is, the universe responds not to your words, but to your energy. And the frequency of gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can live from. It aligns you with the source, that invisible, loving intelligence that flows through all things. When you begin your day in gratitude, you send a signal to the universe: I am ready. I am open, I am willing to receive. Think about that for a moment. Gratitude doesn't just change what you see, it changes how you see. The more you appreciate, the more beauty reveals itself. The more you thank, the more reasons you discover to be thankful for. Imagine holding a simple cup of tea in your hands in the morning. To one person, it's just a cup of tea, something routine, but to the person who lives in gratitude, that cup becomes a miracle. The warmth against your hands, the aroma rising gently, the awareness that someone somewhere cultivated those leaves, packed them, shipped them so you could enjoy this moment, that recognition is an act of communion with life itself. Every breath you take is a gift. You didn't have to earn it, you didn't need to ask for it. The air simply fills your lungs because you are alive, because you are meant to be here. When you truly let that truth sink in, gratitude becomes as natural as breathing. And here's something beautiful: when you live in gratitude, you cannot simultaneously live in fear. Gratitude and fear cannot occupy the same space. The moment you express genuine appreciation, fear begins to dissolve. Worry loosens its grip. Anxiety loses its voice. Gratitude is the quiet whisper of your soul, reminding you that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. So many people wake up and begin their day by rehearsing what's missing, what didn't work yesterday, what they're afraid might go wrong today. But I invite you to shift that focus. Before you think about what needs fixing, give thanks for what is already working. Give thanks for your body. Even if it's not perfect in your eyes, it's still the sacred vessel carrying you through this human experience. Give thanks for your mind, the thoughts, the ideas, the imagination that connects you to the infinite. Give thanks for the people in your life, even the ones who challenge you, for they are your teachers in disguise. When you start your morning with a heart full of gratitude, you are no longer asking life to give you more, you are declaring that what you have is already enough. And from that awareness, abundance begins to multiply. You see, the law of the universe is simple: what you focus on expands. When you focus on lack, you attract more lack. When you focus on gratitude, you magnetize more experiences that make you feel grateful. Say to yourself each morning, thank you, God, for this new day. Thank you for the gift of being alive. Thank you for the lessons, even the difficult ones, for they guide me back to myself. These aren't just words, they're spiritual tuning forks. Each one vibrates at a frequency that calls forth more harmony, more peace, more divine order into your life. When you align with gratitude, you stop seeing the world as something happening to you and begin to see it as something happening through you. You begin to understand that you are not separate from the source, you are an expression of it. The same intelligence that grows the flowers, that moves the stars, that paints the sky with light each morning, is the same energy that beats your heart. Gratitude reconnects you to that truth. It reminds you that you are part of something infinite, something whole, something beautifully complete. Whenever you feel lost, anxious, or disconnected, pause for a moment and whisper quietly, thank you. That single phrase is a bridge that takes you back home, back to peace, back to love, back to the present moment. I often say that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Gratitude is the lens through which the ordinary becomes extraordinary. When you choose to see blessings instead of burdens, you awaken the divine energy of creation within yourself. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about trusting that even in the imperfections there is purpose. Even in the chaos there is order. Even in the pain there is a hidden blessing waiting to be revealed. You may not always understand why certain things happen, but gratitude keeps you open to the possibility that life knows what it's doing, that there's a wisdom greater than your own guiding every step, every delay, every redirection. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't rush into the day. Sit quietly for a few moments. Feel your breath moving in and out. Look around at the space you're in. Maybe it's not where you ultimately want to be, but it's where you are right now, and that's enough. Whisper softly, "Thank you for this moment. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for the chance to begin again." That's all it takes. You've aligned yourself with the source. You've reminded the universe that you are ready to co-create from a place of peace, not fear. And when you begin your day that way, when gratitude becomes your foundation, you'll notice how effortlessly things start to flow. The right people show up, opportunities unfold, solutions appear where there once were problems. It's not magic, it's alignment. The source doesn't speak in words, it speaks in energy. Gratitude is how you speak its language. So from this moment forward, make gratitude your daily practice. Let it be the first thought when you awaken and the last thought before you fall asleep. Let every heartbeat be a silent thank you to the divine force that created you. Because when you live in gratitude, you no longer have to chase happiness, you become happiness. You no longer have to look for miracles, you begin to see that your very existence is one. Gratitude is not the destination, it is the path. And the more you walk it, the more you realize that everything truly is working out for you. Always has been, always will be. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. Every idea, every belief, every statement you make to yourself, whether whispered quietly in your mind or spoken aloud, carries energy, and that energy is constantly communicating with the creative intelligence of the universe. You are not merely thinking, you are transmitting, shaping, and calling forth experiences that match the vibration of your dominant thoughts. When you begin to understand this, you no longer see affirmations as mere words, but as powerful declarations of intent, spiritual instruments designed to tune your mind to the frequency of your higher self. An affirmation is not wishful thinking, it is a conscious act of alignment. It's a way of saying to the universe, I am ready to remember the truth of who I am. You are not here to be a passive observer of life, you are here to participate in creation itself. Every time you say something like, everything works out for me, you are imprinting that truth upon your subconscious mind, and your subconscious in turn rearranges the conditions of your outer world to match that vibration. The universe always says yes, not to your words alone, but to the energy behind them. Think of your mind as fertile soil. Whatever seeds you plant there, whether of faith or fear, will eventually grow. If you keep saying nothing ever works out for me, you are unknowingly cultivating limitation. But when you shift your inner language, when you begin to speak from gratitude, from trust, from possibility, you begin to see miracles unfold where struggle once existed. Affirmations are sacred reminders. They remind your mind of what your soul has never forgotten, that you are connected to infinite intelligence, that you are worthy, and that life itself is for you, not against you. It's important to understand that affirmations are not meant to convince the universe, they are meant to convince you. The universe already knows your worth, your power, your potential. It is you who sometimes forgets, you who sometimes fall asleep in the illusion of doubt. Affirmations are the gentle awakening of that divine memory. When you speak words like I am guided, I am loved, I am at peace, you are not describing your current circumstances, you are commanding a higher truth to reveal itself in your experience. You are choosing to align with the energy of your future self, the version of you who already knows that everything truly works out. Some people will say, but Wayne, I can't say I'm abundant when I'm broke. I can't say I'm healthy when I'm in pain. And I tell them, you must learn to speak not from where you are, but from where you wish to be. You're not lying to yourself. You're reprogramming the energy of your life. You're declaring what's possible beyond your current circumstances. When you say, I am whole, even when you feel broken, you invite wholeness to enter. When you say, everything works out for me, even in moments of chaos, you invite order to reveal itself. The universe responds to the courage of your declaration. It hears the truth behind the words, not the doubt of your mind. There's a reason it's called affirmation. You are affirming something, strengthening it, making it firm within you. You are literally reshaping the fabric of your internal reality. And once your internal world shifts, your external world cannot help but follow. You are not the victim of your thoughts, you are their creator. And once you realize that, you gain a kind of spiritual freedom that few people ever experience. You begin to see that life is not something happening to you, it is something happening through you. Every affirmation is a brushstroke painting the picture of your destiny. So when you wake up in the morning, speak life into your day. Don't wait for the conditions to be perfect. Say, everything is always working out for me. I am guided by divine wisdom. I am open to miracles today. Feel those words as if they were already true. Let them wash over you. Let them become the rhythm of your breath. Over time, something extraordinary happens. You begin to notice that your outer circumstances subtly start to shift. Opportunities appear where none existed. People show up who help you along your path. Things that once caused anxiety begin to feel manageable, even peaceful. You begin to realize that the outer world is only a mirror, reflecting back what you consistently affirm within. I remember once meeting a woman who told me, Dr. Dyer, I used to wake up every morning and say to myself, I'm so unlucky. Nothing good ever happens to me. And that's exactly what my life looked like. But then I started saying, everything always works out for me. At first I didn't believe it, but I kept saying it while I brushed my teeth, while I drove to work, while I made dinner. A few months later, my entire energy changed. I met new people. I found a job that I love. And now I genuinely feel that everything is flowing in my favor. That's the power of affirmation. It transforms your inner conversation, and that conversation becomes your reality. You see, the universe is not responding to your complaints. It is responding to your conviction. It's not hearing your words. It's feeling your vibration. And every affirmation that comes from love, faith, and trust carries within it the energy of creation. The great secret is that you don't have to force affirmations to work. You simply have to feel them as though they're already true. When you speak, everything works out for me, say it with certainty, with calm assurance, say it until the words feel like home, because once you believe them, the universe will mirror that belief back to you in ways you could never have imagined. And remember, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. It only knows what you repeatedly tell it. So feed it thoughts of abundance, peace, and gratitude, and it will shape your reality accordingly. Every affirmation you speak is like lighting a candle in a dark room. At first, the room still feels dim, but with each new affirmation, the light grows brighter. One day you'll look around and realize that the darkness is gone, not because the world changed overnight, but because you chose to illuminate it from within. So today, choose your words wisely. Speak not from fear, but from faith. Speak not from doubt, but from divine knowing. Speak as the co-creator you are. Repeat often, everything works out for me. I am in perfect harmony with the universe. Life supports me in every way. Say it while you're walking. Say it while you're driving. Say it before you sleep. Let it become the melody of your life. Because when you align your inner dialogue with love, gratitude, and belief, you'll discover that life begins to cooperate with you in remarkable ways. You'll attract not just what you want, but what your soul truly needs. Affirmations don't change the world. They change you. And when you change, the world you experience changes automatically. Remember this truth. You are not your circumstances. You are not your past. You are the thinker of your thoughts, and therefore the creator of your destiny. So speak life, speak truth, speak gratitude, speak as though everything is working out for you, because in the grand tapestry of this divine universe, it already is. There comes a time in every person's life when they must make peace with the truth that they are not in control. We often believe that if we just think hard enough, plan carefully enough, push persistently enough, we can bend life to our will. And yet, the more tightly we cling, the more resistance we create. The more we try to force outcomes, the more we distance ourselves from the natural flow of divine intelligence. Letting go is not giving up, it is not resignation, it is the highest form of trust, a sacred surrender that says, I may not understand how this is working out, but I trust that it is. You see, the universe has a rhythm, a divine timing, a wisdom that surpasses what the human mind can comprehend. When we try to control life, we interrupt that rhythm, we insert our fear into what was meant to be a dance of faith. There is a beautiful order to everything, though you may not always see it. What you perceive as delay might actually be preparation. What looks like rejection might be redirection. Sometimes the path you thought was leading you somewhere was never meant to be the path at all. It was simply the lesson that opened your eyes to something higher. The truth is, life doesn't need your control, it needs your cooperation. When you let go of trying to manage every detail, you make space for miracles. You allow the infinite intelligence that created galaxies, oceans, and the beating of your own heart to guide you with a wisdom far greater than your intellect. Think for a moment about the breath that enters your lungs. You don't control it, you don't tell your heart to beat or your blood to flow. These things happen naturally, effortlessly, because they are part of the same divine intelligence that governs the entire universe. When you realize that this same intelligence is guiding your life, you begin to trust the unfolding. You begin to relax into the knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be. So many of us live in a constant state of tension, always striving, always reaching, always worrying about what's next. But life was never meant to be a struggle. The struggle comes from our resistance to what is. The moment we let go of that resistance, peace enters. It's as if you've been swimming upstream your whole life, and suddenly you turn around and let the current carry you. The current was always there. It was you who was fighting against it. Letting go is not about losing your ambition or your desire to grow. It's about releasing the attachment to how things must happen. When you say, it has to be this way, you are placing limits on the infinite. But when you say, I trust that whatever unfolds is for my highest good, you open yourself to possibilities beyond what you could imagine. I often say that the universe is always working for you, even when it looks like it isn't. There were times in my own life when I thought something was falling apart, only to later realize it was falling into place. A closed door was never a punishment, it was divine protection. A delay was never denial, it was preparation for something greater. Imagine for a moment a small child learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, they get up again. The parent doesn't yell, you failed. They simply watch with love, knowing that falling is part of the process. Life sees you the same way. The universe isn't judging you for your mistakes or your missteps. It's guiding you through them, gently steering you back toward alignment. The secret is to learn to trust that guidance, even when you can't see the whole map. When you're driving at night, your headlights only show a small portion of the road, but you trust that the rest of the road exists beyond what you can see. That's how faith works. You don't need to see the entire path, you just need to take the next step with trust. Surrender is not weakness. It is the highest expression of strength. It says, I trust that there is a divine plan greater than my own. It's in that space of surrender that the universe begins to move on your behalf. Doors open effortlessly. People appear unexpectedly. Solutions emerge naturally. I want you to remember something very simple yet profoundly liberating. You are not the doer, you are being done. The same force that spins the planets and births the stars is the force that breathes life into you. You are a channel through which this energy flows. When you stop trying to force outcomes and instead allow that energy to move freely, you discover a peace that surpasses understanding. Whenever you feel anxiety creeping in, whenever you feel that pull to control, to fix, to manipulate, take a deep breath and say to yourself, I release my need to control. I trust the process of life. Feel those words. Let them become your anchor. Because every moment you surrender your need to control, you step closer to alignment with your true self. Think about how often the best things in your life came to you when you weren't trying so hard. That relationship that began by chance. That opportunity that arrived unexpectedly. That solution that appeared when you finally stopped obsessing. This is not coincidence, it is the natural flow of a universe that operates perfectly when you get out of your own way. When you trust the process, you begin to see that everything, even the challenges, is serving your evolution. The storm that shakes you is also clearing your path. The disappointment that breaks your heart is also teaching you compassion. The uncertainty that scares you is also strengthening your faith. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. So what would it feel like to completely let go? To release the grip you have on trying to control life and simply say, I trust? It would feel like freedom, like peace, like breathing after holding your breath for far too long. You are safe in this universe. You are held, guided, loved, and supported in ways your mind cannot comprehend. Every detour, every delay, every unanswered prayer is part of a divine choreography that is always moving you toward greater alignment with your purpose. The mind will tell you, I need to know, I need to figure it out. But the soul whispers, be still, you are exactly where you are meant to be. And when you listen to that whisper, when you quiet the noise of fear and allow the stillness of faith to speak, you begin to see that the universe has been speaking to you all along. So today, instead of asking, what can I control? Ask, where can I trust more? Instead of saying, this isn't set working, affirm, everything is unfolding perfectly, even if I can see it yet. And when life feels uncertain, when you're tempted to worry or to force outcomes, remember this truth. You don't need to chase what's meant for you. What's meant for you will find you when you are at peace. Trust is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Let go. Breathe. Allow life to unfold. Everything that is happening is part of your awakening. And the more you trust, the more you will see that every single thing truly does work out for you. Every morning offers you a new invitation, a gentle whisper from the universe asking, will you create with me today? You are not a passive observer of this world, drifting through the motions of time. You are a divine participant in the unfolding of creation itself. Every thought you think, every intention you hold, every act of kindness you express is part of a sacred dance between you and the source from which you came. To begin each day as a co-creator with the divine is to awaken with awareness, to remember before your feet even touch the floor that you are not separate from the energy that gives life to all things. You are an extension of that energy. You are the presence of God expressed through human form. When you rise each morning in that knowing, you align yourself with the creative power that shapes galaxies, paints sunsets, and breathes life into everything around you. The first moments of your morning are among the most powerful moments of your day. Before your mind is filled with plans, worries, or responsibilities, there is a stillness, a sacred doorway between sleep and waking. That is the time to commune with the divine. That is the time to speak your intentions, to affirm your truth, to whisper, thank you for another day, thank you for this breath, thank you for the chance to create something beautiful. If you begin your day in a hurry, rushing, scrolling, reacting, you hand over your creative power to the noise of the world. But if you begin your day with quiet gratitude, with conscious presence, you set the tone for everything that follows. You step into partnership with the universe. You say, today I will not merely exist, I will create. You are not an accident, you were born with purpose. Within you is a spark of the same divine intelligence that orchestrates the rising and setting of the sun. And when you remember that truth each morning, life begins to unfold with grace. You start to notice synchronicities, small moments that remind you that you are being guided. The right person calls at the perfect time. The opportunity you were hoping for appears out of nowhere. The challenge that once seemed impossible suddenly resolves itself. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations that you are in alignment with Source. To co-create with the divine, you must begin your day with intention, not expectation. Intention is a declaration of what you wish to align with. Peace, love, abundance, joy. Expectation, however, is an attempt to control how those things must appear. The universe doesn't respond to control, it responds to energy. When your energy is aligned with love, everything you do carries that vibration. So instead of saying, I hope today goes well, rise each morning and affirm, today I choose peace, today I choose gratitude, today everything works out for me. Feel the truth of those words before the day even begins. Speak them not as a demand, but as an acknowledgement of what already exists in potential form. When you begin your day consciously, you become a magnet for inspired action. The ideas you need come naturally. The words you need to say to someone appear effortlessly. You move through the day with a sense of ease and flow because you are no longer creating from ego, you are creating from spirit. The ego wakes up and says, "What do I need to do to survive today?" The spirit wakes up and says, "What can I bring forth into the world today?" And that simple shift in focus from fear to faith, from getting to giving, changes everything. Imagine the divine as a great ocean of creative potential. Each thought of love you think is like a wave rising from that ocean. You are not separate from it. You are made of it. When you realize this, you no longer feel small or powerless. You begin to live as a conscious expression of that vast, loving intelligence. Each morning, before the day begins, spend just a few moments in silence. Close your eyes. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Notice the miracle of being alive. As you inhale, imagine drawing in light, peace, and strength. As you exhale, release doubt, fear, and resistance. Let go of yesterday. Let go of tomorrow. Just be here, in this sacred moment, fully awake to the divine presence within you. Then quietly affirm, "I am one with the source of all creation. I am guided, loved, and supported in every step I take. Today I choose to create from love." When you begin your day this way, you align with the creative energy that flows through everything. You stop seeing life as something that happens to you and start seeing it as something that happens through you. You will notice how even the smallest acts, a smile, a kind word, a moment of patience, become powerful expressions of divine energy. You will begin to see that co-creation is not always about grand achievements or material success. It is about how you choose to show up in each moment. When you act from love, you are creating miracles, whether you see them or not. There is no separation between the sacred and the ordinary. Only your awareness makes it so. Washing the dishes, walking to work, speaking to a stranger, these are all opportunities to express the divine through you. When you approach them with intention and gratitude, even the simplest act becomes holy. You were not placed here to struggle against life. You were placed here to flow with it, to collaborate with it, to bring forth the creative essence that lies within you. Every sunrise is a reminder that you have another chance to begin again, another day to bring love into form, to express the truth of who you are, and to trust that everything is working together for your highest good. And when challenges arise, as they always do, remember that the power that created worlds lives within you. You are never alone. The same divine intelligence that keeps the stars in motion is guiding you through every difficulty. When you align with that truth, fear loses its hold. You begin to walk through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that no matter what happens, you and the universe are on the same team. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, don't rush into the noise. Don't reach for your phone or your worries. Reach inward, reach for that sacred stillness. Breathe deeply and whisper, "Thank you." Feel that gratitude expand within you. Feel the light of creation awaken in your heart. Then step into your day knowing that you are a co-creator with the divine. You are not powerless, you are not separate, you are an instrument of the infinite, and when you play your part with love, the whole universe sings in harmony with you. Everything you experience, everything you attract, everything you create is a reflection of the consciousness you bring into the moment. So begin your day with faith, with gratitude, with the awareness that the power that moves mountains also moves within you. And when you live this way, you don't have to try to make everything work out, it just does. The right people appear, the right opportunities unfold, the right answers arrive at the right time. Because when you co-create with the divine, you're no longer walking alone, you're walking with the source of all creation flowing through your heart. So as the sun rises tomorrow, let that be your reminder, you are the sunrise, you are the light, you are the living expression of divine creativity. And as you walk through this world with gratitude and trust, everything, truly everything, will always work out for you.